Just because you're reading it a month or two later, or a year later, or 2 years later, who cares? The book is still great. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you are into books, fitness, personal finance, lifestyle, faith, all the above, this is where you need to be. So, like and subscribe, help a girl out. Welcome, guys. My name is Woody. Today, we are going to be yapping about books. This is my March Madness series. Today, it is our March Monologue Madness. So, we're going to get started. We're going to talk about the books I have been listening to, been reading, going to read, all the above, have received, all those things. So, first things first, let's talk about the books I have been listening to. Yes, we are in the dead of winter. It is cold outside. There's still snow on the ground from the last two storms we've had, but I can't stop thinking about summer. I can't wait until summer hits. I can't get over still putting on my jacket, my gloves, my hats. I just hate it all, and I just can't wait to, wear a t-shirt, wear shorts, wear skirts, flip-flops, all the things. And so I have been reading some summer books, and Annabelle Monaghan, I believe that's how you say her last name. I do not know. I apologize in advance. She writes these summer romance books. And the one that I have listened to, and I just finished it actually today, it's called It's a Love Story. So the female main character, she is a scriptwriter. She is trying to get her script greenlit for a movie. The director, who is the male main character, is not about it. And so they have a little tiff, right? And so they end up having to try to find a famous musician who happens to have a past with the female main character in New York. So they are in California. They got to go to New York, and the main male character happens to have like a celebration going on in New York. So he's like, okay, come through. Like, let's make this happen. I have to go to New York anyways. It's perfect because it's my parents' anniversary. You can come. You can stay at my parents' house because they have plenty of space. And let's get this guy to write a song for our movie. And of course, you kind of know where it's going to go, right? To this day, I do not know why or how. I am shocked when like it's the one bedroom, one bed situation. Every single time I'm like, oh my God, why are we still shocked? Like, it is there already for us. Like, it is written in the stars that this is going to happen. Yet every single time there's a gasp that is released from my mouth. So we kind of already know where that's going. It is a beautiful, cutesy love story. And I love a family dynamic. That's kind of like my favorite things when it comes to reading books. I do not know if any of these other siblings of the male main character will be in any of her future books, but I do enjoy just learning about individuals and found family and all that stuff. Like, that to me is great. Like, him and his family, they have like a text group chat. They call it the mob, and it just speaks to their personality, not like violence or whatever, but just like their intrusiveness into each other's lives. It's cute. So Annabelle Monaghan, great. It's a love story. Finished that today. And next up, listening to this as well, is Next Summer Romance. I have no idea what it's about. I just love her books because it's just a great chill type of reading. It does not take a lot of effort, and it allows my commute to work to just be bearable. So there you have it. So doing those two books on audio. My next audio type of book, I don't know yet. I'm still like a little iffy if I want to continue with this, but the Akatar series are a thing. And so we do have dates for the next two that are coming out, and I do have them on audio book. I think I have them on Audible. So I just have to see if I have access to my library if I cancel my Audible. But the goal is to kind of like go through those books again, both Akatar and Crescent City series, and just kind of see where we go from there. So that is kind of like where we might lead up my audiobooks too. And so now we're getting to Kindle Unlimited. So on my Kindle Unlimited, I'm currently reading Rhythm Blues. So Rhythm Blues is about the main female character. Her name is Rhythm. She moves across country to be with her current boyfriend, who happens to be a rapper, but some things go wrong. And they are just like, she's like, I'm not having this anymore. She decides to leave him. She connects with another man, and not knowing that he actually has a connection with her ex-boyfriend. And so it's just kind of her finding herself and just basically like saying yes to her. and who she is, despite her boyfriend and all his influences, ex-boyfriend. So that's Rhythm and Blues. So far, I'm liking it. It's not too bad. Definitely a great book so far. Okay, so what did I finish? So I finished Fast. I don't know if I talked about Fast, but this book took so much out of me. It was so emotional because the first half of it, you are just basically Caprice is going through trauma due to the fact that she was sexually assaulted, raped in the beginning of the book. So you just go through her pain and her struggle, and you are angry, you are upset, you are mad. And then it kind of turns a little bit into this like fluffy romance. And so it was kind of like a whiplash for me because I think I was expecting pain and sorrows throughout the entire book. And yes, there were some moments on the second half of the book where you are learning more stories about like side characters that really bring out a lot of emotions from you as a reader, because it is just painful to watch or to listen to stories of people who have traumatic incidences that occurred. So there's a lot of themes of that. So if you are thinking about reading Fast, just be mindful of that. Very strong, heavy themes. There are characters that go through a lot of things as well. Caprice being the main female character, she goes through hell and back. But of course, it's a romance book too. So, and there is a happy ending in it, and that makes me joyful knowing that, okay, this is great. But there are some realities that play into it, and it does talk a lot about foster care system, abuse, sexual assault, all the above. And so we just want to be mindful of that when we're reading it. But Fast was such a great book. Definitely took my whole entire heart. Next, I read Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. I think I talked about this too, but it definitely is a book that continues to pop in my mind. It is a YA book, and I think it's a perfect YA book because it didn't cross the boundaries or the line. It kind of alluded to it, but I was like, if it goes that way, I'm not going to finish this book, but it didn't. So I was really happy about that. And what I liked was the main female character wasn't perfect. Like, she had huge flaws, which is the whole point of the entire book of where she is now, is because of her own mistakes and her own flaws and just like diabolical behavior because she was trying to people please. And so like she kind of destroys her own reputation. And so she's just trying to find her way back from that. That's kind of like the storyline. So next on the list, right? I have my little notes right here. That's why I keep looking down. Next on the list is I'm trying to finish my Kindle Unlimited. It's going very slow. The goal was to actually finish it before March, and we're still in March. We have a bunch of books still on Kindle Unlimited. The reason why I want to finish all my books fast is the goal is to cancel Kindle Unlimited. I am trying to minimize any like left, right, and center purchasing that has been occurring. And so Kindle Unlimited, it's not a lot. I get it, but things just add up. So all these little things that are not a lot, they add up over time. And so I just feel because I have a lot of physical books I need to read through, if I cancel my Kindle Unlimited for like 6 months or to a year, there could be a significant difference that I will see month to month. And so that is the goal. And so the next book on my Kindle Unlimited that I'm trying to get through is One Dark Window, the duology. So I have both of them on Kindle Unlimited, trying to go through that. And then of course I have other books as well. I think I have Metal Slinger on there. I have the co-op also on there too. So just a few more books I want to get through, and then we are good to go. Yeah, just I want to get through my Kindle Unlimited because I have a bunch of TBR books here, physical books on my bookshelf that are going to take the entire year probably to get through. So that's why I want to get through the Kindle Unlimited for sure, because I know if I go through the school year with my Kindle, it's just easier. During the summertime, I'll have more opportunity to use a physical book, like go to the coffee shop, go to the beach, because it's summertime for me. So it's a little bit different, where now Kindles are just essential due to my schedule. So let's get to my physical book, right? So I have, of course, a plethora of books here in my apartment where I just need to go through. And a couple of things that I did was Book of the Month subscription that probably a lot of us have. I made a decision to like freeze it. I think you can freeze it up to 3 months. So that's what I did. But I also had credit on there that if I didn't use it, it would be like gone. And I didn't know. I thought my credits would last forever, but my credit would expire. So I couldn't let that happen. And so even though I do have books here, I paid for those credits. So I'm just like, okay, let me use those credits, and then those books will just have to wait unless like I decide to read them early. So let's look at them. We have our little book of the month box here, already opened, of course. That way it's just easier. So I don't know what this is, but it looked pretty fun. But Stolen Moment, not Stolen Moments, I lied. Stolen Midnight is the first book here. Don't know much about it, but it sounded cool. It's a magical romantasy book. And yeah, we're just going to see how that works. The only reason why, like, I do trust Book of the Month sometimes. I found The Crimson Moth on Book of the Month and absolutely devoured it, loved it, and it was just great. And the next book that I have, I did read the summary on this one. It's called This Book Made Me Think of You. I think I might cry because the synopsis of this book is there's the female main character goes to a bookstore where I think it's either on her birthday or anniversary. She gets a book from her husband, and it's I believe her husband passed away, and so she gets a book from her husband every single time this anniversary or birthday comes about, and the book is something that he was thinking about that relates to her. And so it goes through her emotions through that and processing and like going through grief. And I just feel like, okay, I definitely would love to read something like that and see how this all plays out. So that is this book, and those are the two books that I have because I had 2 credits left, so I just used those 2 books. Didn't want to buy anything else. Called it a day. So we have those physical books. And yeah, so to be fair, the goal for the rest of the year is to go through my Kindle Unlimited. No, we're not buying any books at all, not purchasing any books. And then we're gonna go through my physical books. I actually, before I like pick one out and decide to read them, I just want to go through my books in general and see what books, one, I've read already and probably won't reread again, or books that like actually won't read you. And then from there, I think I might compile, all these books and then send them out to the Burlington bookstore. So there's a bookstore about 20 minutes away from where I live, and this bookstore, they'll give you credit based off of, one, the condition of the book, 2, if it's hardcover, does it have the sleeve, and then 3, like what year the book was published. And from that, they will determine the credit, and you could use the credits to purchase more books. That is the only way I will get another book, is if I have enough credit to buy it. So that's kind of the goal, is to go through my Kindle Unlimited, go through my bookshelf, see what I want to get rid of, and then start with, okay, what books do I want to start reading now? And from there, we're gonna slowly get through this TBR. It's kind of one, I believe that we shouldn't limit books, we shouldn't limit reading in general, but we need to have an understanding that just buying books just to buy books isn't good for anybody. It's not good for your wallet, it's not good for consumption. And so there are people who have the opportunity and ability to do that. They might be getting things for free. They might have the finances that, they can swipe and not even think about it because someone is paying for them, or they have the finances to take care of it themselves. But when you are in a situation like I am, I'm trying to be debt free. I don't have the luxury of that. And so that is the goal of mine, is to really consider my finances when talking and considering books. And so I think I have a good handle of it. I'm grateful that, one, I was able to get all of these books here, and I am able to have Kindle Unlimited, Audible, Hoopla, Libby, all of those things to really just immerse myself in all the books that I love. I don't think I'm missing out on anything, and I think that's really important. And the way I do it is, one, I just have limited the amount of BookTok or Bookstagram I have been consuming. That has helped me a lot. And so, yes, I still have my Bookstagram. Yes, I still post, but my content feed, like my explore page, is definitely just different than what it was before. Before it was just like books, new books, buy this, buy that. And so I definitely had a handle on that. My TikTok, same thing as well. It is a variation of different topics outside of books. It is somewhat related in a way, but not very much like BookTok. You need to read this book, you need to buy this book. I think that has helped a whole lot when it came to my mindset of books and reading and purchasing books. And I hope that might help you guys too. And I think for a lot of people, that comparison game, right? Like this so and so, she looks cute. She's going to a coffee shop. She's getting all the matcha. She's getting all the books. And it's like sometimes you can only afford matcha once a week. So what are you going to do about it? Right? For me, I literally buy matcha once a week. The rest of the time, I'm making it at home or I'm drinking green tea. That is usually the case for me. And that has helped me so much to just care for my finances, but also make sure I'm not losing a lot out of reading. And there's all these books. No matter the timeline in which I read it, the book will still be relevant. And I think that's super important to know is that just because you're reading it a month or two later, or a year later, or 2 years later, who cares? The book is still great. Look at Akatar, right? I had a cousin who I was talking to her about Akatar, like it's brand new. And she's like, I've been read that when it came out. Like Akatar came out years ago and it was only in the 2020s where it started getting the hype again. And the book was still relevant and people were still loving it. So just be mindful of that. It's like you're not too late to the party, okay? You're not late to the party whatsoever. Books will still always be there. You're able to purchase it. You might get it for a cheaper price too. So that's kind of like what I'm hoping for, right? And also too for my birthday and Christmas, things like that, I probably will ask for the books that I generally want and may not be able to buy. So like for example, my book club, we do Secret Santa exchange. And so I wanted to get the physical copy of Alchemized. And so that's what I got. And of course, like we did an exchange. So like I was able to buy someone else a book and X, Y, and Z. But yeah, definitely that's another thing I want to do is I want to wait until Christmas and my birthday. So my birthday comes first. So my birthday, then Christmas, to even consider thinking about purchasing new books or giving my books away. I think I want to wait until then, gather all my credits, and use that to kind of like buy myself a present. That's kind of the goal for me. I have not gone out and shopping either, so I avoid bookshops. I avoid Barnes and Noble. It's pretty easy. And I actually have not gone on Amazon and purchased Amazon in quite some time. So that all of that together, building those habits have helped so much. And I'm still happy. I still love books. I'm still reading, consuming, and I'm still immersed in these worlds that just take over my mind. And I'm great. And it's perfect. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you got a little bit of, some insight of like what you guys should be considering when it comes to books and consuming all those things that have a huge effect on your finances. It's never too late to consider those things. So until next time, guys, bye.